Good morning, good afternoon, all. It's been a crazy month, and so the reality is that with the new year coming, I thought it was important to jump on quickly and give you a rundown of some of the new laws that are coming down the pipeline. Some really serious big ones, especially for the fast food industry, starting April next year. You may have heard about this if you're not. The hourly minimum wage for fast food workers at chains with 60 or more locations nationwide is $20 per hour starting effective April 1, 2024. It's not an April Fool's joke. The reality is, if you're a main franchise in California, you need to be up on these laws and be paying your employees $20 an hour. And the reality is, if you don't, currently there is no enforcement power, but it's very, very likely, knowing California, the labor commissioner at some point will jump in. Wage and hour violation cases can be quite expensive for an employer. I've gone over this multiple times where if you even have one violation, let's assume a misclassification, or if you have a non-compliant wage statement, those cascade into multiple violations. And suddenly, even a simple error as, let's say, an hour for a missed meal rest breaks and meal breaks can become an expensive $10,000 lawsuit, just because there are multiple laws that go off of each other. There's one single violation. You can ultimately violate several laws at the same time. Now, you cannot currently, the fact that there's no enforcement power is very, very likely that will come into play. This is still a new law. It hasn't come into play yet. There may be some changes, but it's very likely, considering that the California minimum wage is going to be $16 an hour, it's not a huge leap to think that that it's going to be at 20, maybe lower, not likely. This is a law as of right now, currently on October 30th, 2024. Stay updated. I will let you know if there's any changes. And if you have any questions, reach out to us. With a new law, with the new year come new laws, especially our favorite, minimum wage. There are multiple minimum wage requirements coming in different cities, but at a minimum, if you're in LA County or Orange County, the minimum wage across the board now has become $16 an hour. It no longer matters if you have less than 26 employees or more than 26. That used to be the threshold. At this point, all employers are expected to pay their employees $16 an hour. And if there's a violation of that, you could be looking at a $10,000 penalty per violation. You could also be looking at criminal penalties, which is pretty crazy. Ultimately, California's aim is to ensure undocumented workers, people being underpaid, people being paid in cash. They want employers to do the right thing and make sure their employees are being paid. Especially these kind of jobs generally involve retail, mom and pop stores, and so I think they're trying to address what they feel to be a huge advantage that employers have. However, as someone who represents smaller businesses, it can be quite dramatic. Cash flow will be affected. You have to keep this in mind as you go into the new year. It is really, really important that you don't violate these laws.